The sun was warm and the breeze was cool out on the Atlantic Ocean. Abigail Abbi Wallace sat at the front of a sleek white boat called the Seahawk. She watched the glassy waves as they moved through the water. In most boats, the sides were too high for her to see over them from her wheelchair, but the Seahawk had clear sides, perfect for her to see out of. "Oh, I'm gonna be sick," Lydia said. Lydia was one of Abby's best friends. She was kneeling on the bench and leaning over the side of the boat. She took several long, deep breaths. "The boat's barely even rocking," Lydia's twin brother Daniel replied. "So dramatic." Despite his teasing, he rubbed soothing circles on his sister's back. "Don't you two come out here a lot with your mom?" Abbi asked. "And you still get seasick?" The twins' mom, Dr. Maribel Herrera, was a marine biologist. The Seahawk was her boat. She mostly studied ocean plants, not animals. Still, Abbi thought that was just about the coolest job a person could have. When Dr. Herrera wasn't working, she often came out on the water in the Seahawk for sightseeing, like this weekend. She had invited the kids to join her today and tomorrow. Abbi had been excited all week. "I come out with her sometimes," Daniel said, "but Lydia usually stays home with Dad." Lydia stood without being sick, thankfully. "I couldn't stay home this time, though. And maybe miss seeing some baby dolphins? Are you kidding? I can handle a little seasickness for—" Her eyes widened, and she leaned over again for some heavy breathing. Daniel didn't look concerned, so Abbi didn't worry too much. "Mom has not been able to take the boat out a lot since her promotion last year," Daniel said. "She hasn't even been doing field work lately." No field work? Abbi imagined going from working in the ocean every day to working in an office with no ocean at all. How awful! "She must miss it," Abbi said. She looked back toward the bridge where Dr. Herrera was steering the boat. Daniel nodded. Lydia stood straight again. She pulled a peppermint from the pocket of her jeans. She unwrapped the candy and popped it in her mouth. After a minute, she looked a little better. The longer they sailed, the better Lydia felt. As Uncle Walker would say, she had gotten her sea legs under her. That was a relief. Dolphins were Lydia's favorite animal. Her school binders were covered with pictures of dolphins. She had read about 100 books on dolphins. She even had a whole bookshelf full of dolphin plushies. Abbi knew how much she'd been looking forward to this. It would be sad if she didn't get to enjoy it because of an upset stomach. "We aren't late, are we?" Lydia asked. "The dolphins haven't left yet, right?" Dr. Herrera came up behind them and smoothed her hand over Lydia's head. Lydia startled, but she quickly wrapped her arm around her mom's waist and hugged her. "They haven't even gotten here yet," Dr. Herrera said, picking up the nearby anchor before tossing it overboard. "My coworker who studies this pod said they usually swim this way in the early afternoon, so we have plenty of time to get ready." "Get ready how?" Abbi asked. Dr. Herrera held up 3 fingers and said, "Seating, snacks, sunscreen." Lydia ran into the cabin and came back with pillows piled high in her arms. Daniel helped his mom peel oranges and slice apples and pears. And Abbi directed everyone to apply a fresh coat of SPF 30. A pair of binoculars hung around each of their necks. Now they just had to wait for the stars of the show to arrive. It didn't take long for Lydia to jump up and start pacing the deck with impatience. As if she could read her daughter's mind, Dr. Herrera said, "They'll be here soon." "What if we're in the wrong spot? What if they aren't coming at all? What if something happened to them?" Lydia said. Her eyes looked watery, like she might cry just at the thought. That was when Abbi heard them. A whistle, somewhere off to their left, was carried on the sea breeze.